Greetings, internet people, and welcome to this mess. It's the stupid stack of jokers instantly. But we have a lot of cash, and we have, hopefully, 2 new working mods where we can now... We can look at the pile. Wow. Well, sort of. There's a lot of stuff. There's also a card glitching in the middle of the screen on the right side. Why, I don't know. Just a lot of dudes. There might be an egg or 2 in here still, yes. There might also not be a single egg in here because they do hatch. So the question is, did we hatch anything relevant, or is it just a load of stuff? Why is there a card? You do whatever. If it's broken, that's fine. This is the main cash boy. We are quite far off catching them all. I have 122, and I don't know if we count every line as like we have all 3 if we have 1 or whatever. We might have somewhat of a collection, but it's something like 400, 600 jokers, whatever in this. It's going to be quite tough. But we have a collection. Like this guy can evolve into another cool scoring guy. That's the garbage man. 45 bucks if we don't use discards. I don't think we need that though. We have the Poliwags, we have a Porygon. These are all dudes that are going to evolve, which is nice. And sadly, the only way to scale up this guy is... He is rare, sure, but we do have... I think I have a ferret. I'm fairly certain I saw one. I don't know. I mean, good luck finding wherever that is. I know vaguely what that looks like. But I'm thinking we do a more like... That's not the one. We can do a proper inspection later on when we have more Pokemons. Do we not have one? Maybe we don't. Because that's not a particularly super rare thing, so it seems likely that we should have one. We have the Showman, we have the Octopus stack. I don't think we do have one. But we need to flop you over. I think we should be fine. I'm just gonna get the skip on because it will take forever. I think we have fixed the... whatever it's called. The scoring shenanigans. Maybe. It's going to struggle a bit. Print some cards. Lag for a while. Oh, I have Send Drive. Please have that one. Okay. And it's not the forbidden number. I am running Talisman now as well. So if all goes well, we can go to E308 to the E308. And I don't think that's going to be something we hit, so... Lag is the main problem. Oh, cool. We start with a negative metaphor. What a nice addition to the collection. And the egg. Cool. It's only a 4 in 20 chance, so that's actually pretty good. Do I want less? I don't think I care, really. I can skip everything, actually. Make it... I don't think we can play it faster, like... I've turned off literally everything else on the PC, even though it shouldn't have a problem running any of this. Alright, I can never get rid of these either, because we have double Porygons. We just have infinite energy, also fantastic. But lag is going to be the main problem here. Thankfully, it's only like 12 antes to go. I think that's manageable. Because if we're going for the collection, really the only thing that matters now is, outside of finding another man that can print eggs. Just gonna sell it for space. We can use this, but what do I use it on is the... Like, I really don't want to just slam this in on a... What do I have that's not negative? That's another good question. But we need retriggers. Everything else is basically not relevant. So I'm just gonna roll for that and basically not look at anything else because we don't really need it. If there is something particular that you really want to have in here, that's fine. He's gonna do some saves, like... He's never going to survive, sadly. There's going to be a lot of Tauros just sliding in as well. Use this on whatever, energize some dudes. It's not the one either. Cryptid, we can make more of... I want less cards. We want only the cards we use. I don't think I even want... more shiny cards. We need disco cards for sure. Oh, well, if you mean shiny specifically, I have seen a shiny, I didn't take it, so I guess that's an unforgivable sin. Oh, we can see the shop, except... These functions are so fantastic when I haven't seen the full line of the Pokemon, so we know that in the shop we have an Abra and 2 random guys. Also very useful. This was these 2. Is disco everything? More disco is more good. And this is also like, we could do... Sadly, I can't just randomly use it. I think I have a Sunken in here that could evolve with that, but I'm not gonna go find him. We need more cash for sure. We do have... We actually have... I didn't reactivate it now, which I should do next time. But we have a pretty good cash engine in that we have a Sceptile, whatever he's called, that gives us cash if we play 8s, and we are playing 8s. It's just... This is what happens when you go into the lag zone. But because we're reactivating the card so many times, and Sceptile, wherever he is, also scales with the more grass jokers we have. So we could use the orbs to make more grass jokers and we would make more cash, but we are already making a stupid amount of cash. We get an energy card when we open a pack. We get an energy card when we use an energy card. Like, I kind of don't see the point in using them anymore. It's just a trap to get stuck in. This is fantastic though, because we make 2 glass cards. They are guaranteed to instantly break. Fantastic. I don't know how many synergize with 8s. Octillery wants specifically an 8. Sceptile and... I forget what it's called, but... Some... We could make another Politoed. We definitely have... But I need to find it. Some of them have nature cards, so they pick a random, or 2 or 3 random, a free Diglett, why not? Cards that they trigger with. So having Sceptile with 8s is just extremely lucky. We could sell this, because I have an Ectoplasm, right? And I want to use that on something that I want to keep. So maybe this is a good choice. Hopefully it goes on the EV. It did, cool. Then we know we have you. Oh, I already lost it. I can't stick you all the way to the left. We can stick you next to this. This is the Eggman, the Rotom, whatever. That's the card I can actually see. Nice. We also make like 18 bucks for just using a consumable like this. This setup is pretty good. And we have room for something else. Could have another Meowth for cash. This I really want. Oh yeah, we should find also the... Not you, that's too late for you. We have Poly dudes. Just whatever is going on the screen. One more round for that guy. That's easy enough to find here. We can also just... Okay, we can actually manage the pile well. Don't know how much I care about managing the pile, because it's easy to just get stuck in on this and forget to play the game. Like I'm keeping these here because they are re-triggers. It's nice to know. But I think we had one more Poliwhirl somewhere. He is thankfully quite easy to see. I know we have a Poliwrath as well, but it's too late for that guy. That's where he is. And we have 2 okay, so one of them has probably evolved into the Poliwrath already. But next round, will I remember to use the King Rock next round? Unlikely. Well, we can try. so many natural negatives as well. Guaranteed Pokemon. Could have just used the Pokeball as well. But really, we only... Did we evolve both? Whatever they're called, polygons. Actually, I also don't care. Never mind. We could get the Water Stone for Eevee though. Because I think we made... Or is it better to get another... Whatever it's called. We have the Leafeon for more hand size. But we can also get... I wanted to have a Vaporeon as well. For the collection mainly. But specifically because we can then stack ships on cards. And that will scale up the other guy, Metagross, to do more things. Scyther is the bane of everything. We could have this guy in for more cash. I don't think we need it, but cash is good. Because we are going to need to reroll a lot if we want to find like more re-triggers. They are quite rare. This is also, we could get a legendary with this. Maybe that's more fun. Let's just see. It's unlikely that we can... Well, if they choose from the deck, I have mostly 8s, so maybe they are actually irrelevant. I'm also wondering if I should just take the ice creams, because we can get double tags out of them. It's gonna take a while, but then we can get even more negatives than we are really allowed to have normally. What a stupid run. It feels like it's every time, but every run I do is the dumbest run I've ever done. And then it just gets worse. There's no saving this. Yeah, he's just sliding in again and again. And the extra Tauros is terrible, but the main Tauros gives these a multiplier of some description. Let's just move on. It's a boss also. Where is the Politoad? Well, what did we have, like E304 last time? Nature 4 is impossible to play. King is impossible to play. Well, let's just delete some more cards that we aren't going to use. It is getting very laggy. What was he on again? Clubs, and we have the smeared dude. And we have a Disco Rock in hand. I would like to have all red seal cards also. I should have used this before. Might as well use this as well, have a thing. Smack the club, why not? It's also just a useless thing to keep. Because I mean, if we care, we should keep track of the ships on these also, because more ships is more score. We get a higher multiplier out of Metagross. But if we play Politoad now, 27 re-triggers. It's split between the cards, so it's about 5 per card. It's still pretty good. And we are then copying him probably 5 times. We are going to make more Politoads, and we can make more Water Jokers. Let's see if this survives. I like when it has to calculate for a long time. Imagine this without animation. This is like, we can't even skip the animation because it lags so much. Things are happening in the pile. 400 E's. So we are fine. It's just going to take a while to play the rounds. Oh yeah, the King's Rock. I don't think I care about this still. Now we can actually find him. It's now a Poliwhirl. I can then do this, and we still... That's a fantastic feature. We can slap a rock in that guy's face. More viewers, welcome. But now we can... I really don't want to have that. And we flop you over. Okay, Gengar. What if I just... Could make a bugged Ditto as well. What's happening is just madness. We're running this guy and some retriggers, so we are printing negative tags. I think we can get 5, maybe 6 now per round. Not including bosses, sadly. So if we care, we can set up like good, strong negatives. We don't really need to anymore. It's just a laggy mad. I mean, that would be nice. Just delete. I guess Scyther is the madness in this. He was in the pile last time. Just accidentally let a murderer loose in the pile. And we didn't actually make as much cash. I mean, we still made like 2 grand. It's not bad. This is also pretty good. We have room for one more Pokemon also. Can have you in. We can gamble on a random thing. A disco Pidgey. Why? Why? Just a disco bird. Even... So this is one of the guys I was looking for, but he's no longer relevant because he can up the chances of spawning the egg, sure, but if the egg is capped to 1 per shop, it doesn't matter. Can have more Eevee, or more hand size. Which means we can use more ectoplasms. Is that a good shout? Maybe it is. Honestly don't know. We could have more, even more Poliwags. Yeah, sure, we can grab the next one. We're definitely going to see more of them. Yep. He can sit like here. We can find him now. Oh yeah, we can also... We can literally just get a new King's Rock. We need to wait for his... I don't... Let's just not have things in the pile. Probably a dumb decision, but... So was it 5 rounds on the Poliwag? Hopefully it is. I don't have to check. I mean, it's literally easier to just re-roll, find another one in the shop, and look at that. Even though zooming is now amazing. I'm assuming it lags more because I have... Well, I have 2 more mods installed. Can get another one also. But when spending so much money, it's like... I'm not sure if we care about 4 hand size still with... I mean, we're fine using 1 more. Still thinking we might try to grab another Leafeon. Maybe. We have 1 dragon now, but it's fully energized. It doesn't matter anymore. Random Earth Jokers is actually not bad because we have Rhyperior playing the rocks 12 million times. That's pretty good for the old numbers. And also stacking ships on them. Yeah, so then we just need another Eevee and a... I need to not beans the Eevee, which is... So this is one of the guys with nature cards. So we have his fully evolved form. Maybe fully energized now, I'm not sure. But he's printing all the cash. I think we can find another leaf stone. That's not gonna help, but sure, that's another thing in here that's not a Pokemon. Why not? We don't have... I don't have a spare Eevee now. I did Waterstone. Now I have a spare Eevee. I mean, we can get away with it. It's fine. But what will it land on? So I don't know if it can replace in this, that it can just overwrite. That's what Gengar does. Like, he does not care if we have a Disco Joker or whatever. He can overwrite it anyway. I don't know if the card... We have a Poliwag it could go on. I sold the Dratini for... I already forgot. Maybe a Poliwag, maybe an Eevee. Because I made a Vaporeon also. Which we have... Yeah, they're next to each other even. Perfect. But it's a Poliwag or it's a... I think that's fine. One of them is now negative. It's another octopus, but I think I have... We could literally just sell the auxiliaries and get more Politoads, because auxiliary is retriggering if we play 8s. Politoad is just going to retrigger 12 million things anyway. We don't want that, we want the Leaf Stone. Look, I think I'm more alive enough to pay attention to this today, which is good. And it's also so much easier when we have basically decided that we're looking for a select few things and nothing else matters. Earth energy is not... I don't want to get stuck just clicking these, but it's like it's hard not to. Just make the jokers better. A Leaf Stone would be cool. That's a rare. A negative planet. I have no idea. I mean, of course, well, we do know what he evolves to. It's not bad. It's also not really gonna matter. This is the guy that we could do to the lucky cards, but we want to keep... That's a retrigger. That's exactly what we want. Cool. But then we need to delete something. Which should be one of the octopi now, right? Because this is one retrigger per card. And Politoad is like... What was it? 27? So we can... It should surely be fine to get rid of this guy. Yeah, then I need to go... Because the way this works, you can go on this... You can literally just sit here. So we have... Now 6 negative tags per round. We have up the... This is going to be slightly annoying. You can bring this, it should be fine with the Leafeon. Because every Leafeon, as long as we play lucky cards, is 7 hand size basically permanently. I'm sure I can beans it somehow. Okay. So let's see if this works. We should have 6, did I say? Yeah. Every round we can do that. Every single round. Then I just need to make sure I have these guys over here now. Like Hero Cross is good, but not good enough to be relevant here. We already have 2 Politoads. I don't know if I stoned that guy in the face already. It fits this specific setup very well. I don't know where we have it, I mean... 7 hand size. You lose 1 per hand played, but we gain 1 if we play if a lucky card triggers. And we have... I mean, not guaranteed, but we are playing every card so many times that it is guaranteed. So all we need to do is look at... Are they synced? Because that's something you asked last time, and yes, they are. But they also cycle. What do we score if we play just 1 card? Because maybe we don't even... 26 East, that's terrible. You are locked to the Gengar. Right, so we lose one. We don't have every retrigger because these are locked. But this is on... I don't know if that works. But let's say we have 4, 5 Politoads for 28 retriggers each. And we also have 14 hands should we need them. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. So I have Smurgle the Zoroark so that I only have to juggle this slot. Exactly, yeah. Where's my 4th good 8? But what I did now was the Smurgle that was on the Zoroark. I don't know if that changes when Zoroark changes or if it's still a Gengar. And I don't know if you want to count if we have 28 extra retriggers or not, but we can see the ships though. So this is 1461. I mean, we can maybe see the ships. I'm not sure if we can. But the number is big. 19, that's only 500 added. It's not that good. Not bad, but... And then we wait and we get 6 random negative Pokemons. It's ridiculously slow. And one more. Okay, cool. You can see that's not a problem. Disco Bidoof. Very nice. More free rerolls. That's gold cards. That's also not a problem. I mean, that's not bad, but it's also just a random Disco Man. I have many, many two-headed birds doing bird things in the pile. Alright, we need a... Still need a leaf stone. Right. We need the cool egg. A Disco Worm. It's always the best cards. Hanged Man still relevant, I think. Let's throw at the end. I'm not gonna remember to use the club either. And I forgot to buy it. Perfect. Done. Okay, this is also one of the things we were looking for. So, oh, this is saved. Cool. One more card slot, one more booster pack slot, one more voucher slot, so we can get all the things. Are they the same? But we need to not re-roll for 5 rounds, which I think is terrible now. It's also quite late. So it's a very interesting guy to have, but I'm not gonna have him. I'm just gonna look for the leaf stone while I remember we could have another Poliwhirl. Also Haunter is actually, I mean, also not relevant now, I guess, is the... the only way to look at it. Because it's going to just make... Oh, we have a leaf stone, perfect. I was not gonna notice. Would have been fantastic. Can I do this and still leave him open? No, I can't. But we should be able to find the EV since it's not negative. That's easy enough. And we can like... do the ones that we want to know exists somewhere. I've already lost them. Vaporeon, Eevee, another Vaporeon. And Leafeon. Why do I have 2 Vaporeons? Well, whatever, we have them. As the one guy we don't want. This is for the soup. Because we are getting quite a lot of score out of the lucky card still. I mean, I'm guessing we could play around him. But if we sold the last one, like, there's no point. Let's just check that this is correct, because... Yeah, he eats all the upgrades. We have many things that work of lucky cards. We get the cash from it with Meowth and some other stuff. So this is what I did with these, where this is a Zoroark, it will just go here. Smurgle. We could do this, actually. Because you cannot Smurgle a Smurgle for whatever reason, but we can have all the retriggers here. That should be good. Hopefully that just works and we don't have to care. I mean, it crashed last time we played. And it's struggling. Like, it's struggling in just the shop. So many disco cards. Have another leaf. I don't know what we would do with another stone. Why would it work above E450? I don't even remember what we were talking about. There are way more natural negatives than I have ever seen already. We were bound to get one eventually, just the worst Taurus of all time. This can delete cards. Another Poliwhirl. We don't have room. We have an Ectoplasm. Let's just see what hand size. It should be like 11 at least. Yeah, the goal is just to collect as many as we can. So this is why I'm looking for retriggers, because if we can retrigger Gengar more, we can make more negative tags. So I want to get the biggest collection I can. But we need to really catch them all. We would have had to ramp this up like way more than it is now. What do you mean if Smurgle copying Sora? Right. We can see that in the when we score, I think. Because we had 6 tags, so I know it worked for the tags, and that's the important part. Yeah, so one for small or big blind we get 1 negative tag, and then we retrigger him as much as we can. So that's really all I'm digging for in the shop. And we should really... I should really set up more cash dudes also, because that will allow more rerolls, but I kinda don't want to do more rerolls at the same time. Alright, so you have actually calculated... Cool. I'm gonna just believe that. Or you're just paying attention to the numbers. Either way is good. Because I'm doing neither. I'm not doing the math. I'm not looking at the screen. Honestly, don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing other than just slamming it into the shop. Let's just see how much cash we make also. So we should now again have 6 tags. So that part is good. We can delete some cards. And handle some of the lag. And we have 8 cards now, but we should get more, because Leafeon hasn't evolved yet unless I'm senile. I would like a rock also, because that's the one thing. It's also not super important, but we have, like, the rocks will score infinitely more than if we just, I mean, 768 chips is pretty good on this now also. And this is also where I will go insane just looking for having the right ones. So we don't have a rock, which is going to be way less. I need to look at Politoed also. We are on heart cards, which is the wrong card anyway, so we save those. And if we're lucky, we draw the rock. Should have just played more cards, but whatever. It's going to be a lower score. And also move the guy, right? That was why I was zoomed in. So like these should be on that also is what I'm hoping. But we don't have the rock card, which is going to be a lot of the score, so we could have a lower score still. Look pretty good with 300 something ease only on the multiplier alone. And then you could go grab dinner in between the loading or whatever. It did work. That's a couple of more ease. Flop him over. Of course, this is going to be the bane of the collection where we get only Zubats. I mean, it is one of the more common Pokemons, I guess, but... This needs to be all the way to the left, which it can be, but not for the boss, because if we evolve that, that's a guy that has double tags. Just imagine when we have the coolest rock of all time also, like we have a 2000 ships rock. Is it the... Alright, they are all stacked in the same, I see. We still have the guy that just debuffs things. And then imagine if we also cared... We almost got another Zubat, like 2 win 6 tags is amazing. And we also... The Hoppip is also going to implode, so we actually lose one there as well. It's not the best haul. I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to use this card either, even though I would like to. I mean, this is fine, right? We can lose one of those. Bam. And we definitely have the hand size to use another ectoplasm. We just need to have a target for it that we... It's the Eevee now, that's the target, right? Which is cool, because that's always going to be useful. We gained 7 hand size. And we pay 5. And then we can again use that so you can pick another Joker that you actually want in here. Just have to look at everything with a question mark on it, because it could be a Zoroark, whatever he's called. And these are also like, we could make more water boys. Hazards is just going to be complicated. We could make more water boys and we would have even more retriggers out of whatever he was called. It's not... It is boss already, right? So we need to not have you here. We are getting the eggs. I'm hoping we find another egg spawner, because that would double the amount of eggs, literally. Ideally, we need like 10 of that guy. And we made a lot of cash again. We have seals on all the cool rocks. Let's just speed reroll. It's really like 2 jokers we're looking for, so it's not that hard. Welcome. I mean, you may have a point with that, actually. That would make sense. Wherever the Game Boy Pokemon is, that's the Rotom Motor Man. It's possible that it's only Pokemon and then we cannot dupe him. You are watching an insanity stack of Pokemon. It's really only one thing we're doing. We have a Gengar that can create negative tags. We are then reactivating him to create more negative tags. And then we're just grabbing whatever random shenanigans we find for a big collection until the game explodes or until I explode. It is still base, but kind of Balatro. The Jokers do the same things, they just have different names. But we're looking for more retriggers, because if we can retrigger this guy more times, we can make more tags and we can make more madness, and that's really all that matters. So we're looking for any Pokemon that has some sort of black swirl around them, because that would be a brainstorm effectively. And we're looking for Paintbrush Man, which is the blueprint. Is it near Mewtwo? Good, we have like things to look for. Pokemon from the same evolutionary line. Yes, so human I guess is not an evolutionary line in this, sadly. So the question is there a human dex? I'm assuming there's not, but there should be. Because you get all this madness out of just duping cards. And if we're not allowed to dupe humans, things are just worse. It's a less interesting game. Do we have a slot also? So I should pay attention to something like we could have... We could make 2 more Leafeons and we could get 2 Ectoplasms for free, but they would go on the Leafeon, so it's like... I'm not sure if there's any point doing that. Or get a Poliwag, yeah. See if we can find one. Shouldn't be that hard. They are quite common, it seems. Question is also if we buy the voucher, like... I don't know what vouchers we have, what we're missing, what could be useful. I should probably just pick up some death cards and stuff also. We should have that mod. Someone just needs to gather a list of guys that they could be. Yeah, but I think I'm going with the lazy mindset today. If I miss one, there will be another one, like guaranteed, soon enough. We have a King's Rock, we can make more King's Rocks. It would be better getting the stage 2 though, because we could just slam those in instantly. I spent 4 grand in the shop again. So more Polytoads will also make more cash, because we are retriggering the cards more times for more cash. We have a Leaf Stone for the dude. I'm also amazed that adding the mods didn't just explode the round, because that's always what I expect to happen. Especially when you change things mid-round. Okay, now we don't need Gengar because you don't work here. I mean, he is working here, he's working in the stack somewhere. We have 3 so far. If we do this, we are guaranteed to get this to just be correct from the start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the best we can do. Plus the other 2 Polytoads. Delete some cards. We also need to play because you are on diamonds, right? We can play... some spoons. Not gonna need that many things. We have the best rock already. And we have some 1280 ships is nice. And the rock. And you are now on spades, and those are the same. Like the multiplier on its own, 471 East. That was accidentally a flower card, right? That's not... It's not even the best card we could have played. I thought that was a lucky card. But we should have some ease. 942. I'm just gonna say I will call it at 39 anyway, because this could go. I mean, it's not gonna go forever. It will literally explode at some point. Who was the volatile left? The ice cream man. Where is the ice cream man? Also shouldn't be that hard to see, I don't think, but not you, the smaller one. Triple infinity is a couple of E's, you're right. This thing. Okay, this is too slow, but we can do... Whoop. Is it even all the way? Yes, it is. Cool. Okay, that's nice, because generally they want to be all the way to the right, which is way more of a problem in the setup that we have. So this guy also. I have way less Earth Jokers now, but the stone card is being re-triggered 6 times on top of whatever Polytor is doing. And it should be... I almost missed the egg. It should be something like 3 rounds for the next Poliwhirl. And then we can rock him in the face and get even more things rolling. I would like to see another Smurgle though. I still only have 2, which is like, I guess still pretty good, but for what I consider a normal run, it's nowhere near enough. Like I've been rocking 15 re-triggers or something like that. I do, very cool. He evolves when we re-roll. I have re-rolled a couple of times. And then he gives free re-rolls, scaling up with every boss we beat. It's not gonna be relevant this late, but still a cool guy. I'm guessing the most likely thing I miss now, outside of just Poliwhirls, is going to be like the black swirl around the dude. Why am I even looking in the packs? Okay, we can delete some cards. Delete you. And the disco flowers. I'll say that's why I'm looking in the packs. We could also here, we could re-roll for something that we want. We could save Scum. And we could land the negative tags on that. It just feels like too much effort now if we are actually going to finish the run. Because that's going to take a while. But we could have another octopus for more re-trigger. It's going to be way better to get negative Poliwhirls now though. Or EVs. Or this guy. It'll take forever to evolve, sadly. Let's just say we're looking for Poliwhirls and nothing else. All the re-trigger boys. That makes it easy enough to remember. Was this the guy we were looking for also? Or did you say I had one? I already don't remember. It's an entire generation, yeah, good catch. It's a very random mix of generational madness, but... I thought you said we had one, though. Somewhere in here. Or one that's going to be one, or whatever. No more Poliwhirls. I was so certain I would just find like 50 more of them. A Centret, which will evolve at some point if we do the things that they like. I mean, I could have that guy in, but we kind of can't use him, since we basically have to re-roll for the egg. Like, we cannot skip the egg under any circumstance. Shiny, it's quite nice. It's like the 4th I've seen, I think. Also kind of can't take it. Because even if we slam a negative tag on that, I don't think it works. We could go 103 for the EV, but then we also get the Scyther. That's pretty bad. So I think I'm just gonna go random, see what we find. Really only going in here so we can use these things. We have the tags. We have the ice cream on the right slot. We have the Polytoad on hearts. Which we can... well, we could also just play these. I don't think I want to play those. Really need to not leave this zoomed in. I like that that's only 25E, so we know that we need to play one of the actual good hands still. Are these the big... is that the bigger one? 1200. It's also not gonna matter, just like looking for the 1680 is big. 840, 708. That is already 4th kind. And we have the... it's a big enough rock, not discard. You are now on clubs. So we started at 10 grand. It's counting through. So that we're making cash for every 8 we play. I don't know how much, we can maybe find out. I only remember that it scales with Grass Boys. And we're approaching 1,000 E's. That's more E's than I can count. We got the meme man, Slugma. This is not right over here. Oh yeah, I was looking for the cash man, Sceptile. Wherever he is. Also fairly easy to see, we don't have that many green things. I mean, someone could just take the footage of scrolling the pile and do like a poker rap or whatever. Right. He was going to be hard to find because he is a disco invisible man. So nature cards earn 4.2 bucks when scored, plus 27.2. So 31.4 bucks every time we play an 8 with the Polytoads and the retriggers. That's pretty good. Very hard to argue with. Kinda bad luck with these though, because this guy will also just explode. We have already lost a couple of... I mean, a free spectral tag is nice. And then we need the egg. Always the egg. I don't think I care about any of these. Maybe we should check the Poliwhirl also. I think he's on 2 rounds now. And either way he should be in a place where we can find him. 1 round. Okay, good. Stick him in the poly stack. This is just such a mess to work with. We have 3 of them already. It's pretty good also. We don't need Onyx. We don't need more rocks. We do need the egg. I'm still not sure if any of these eggs have hatched anything good. They are just mystery eggs, after all. Poliwhirl. But now we don't have room unless we throw you at that 7 hand size. Or we throw another octopus, I guess is the... I mean, shouldn't I have like 5 or something that are not negative? You are not negative. but it's very useful. Mewtwo is negative. The Octopi are actually also negative now. But surely it's impossible that I only have one that's not negative. Like, why? Thank you. Have a good one. Surely it's impossible that I only have one not negative. Like, because we started with 5 slots, I imagine I should have 5. You are one of them. I know that Gengar is not negative. Also. Or maybe these guys as well. Right. But there's still only 3. 4. Let's just stick with this for now, because if we get another negative tag, we can grab a... What could I have? Of course, there is a small... At 0. How many rerolls did I do? We can, of course, just land the Poliwhirl with the tags. That's the way to do it. It's not here. We have to load to get in now as well. It's that slow. It's a horsey. We need to just see where this is. Hit key. Egg, which we definitely 1000% have to grab. We can do after fight whatever the dog is called. Then we can get Evian Poliwhirl with the tags. Tiny dog. Yeah, I think we can slam, because we have 6 tags, we can get both. So after the egg. I mean, I could be wrong, but... Oh yeah, we have this also. I kind of just... I don't care. I don't want more things. We can keep the spoons, because we can make even more King's Rocks in case we need them. Over here. We get one of the Toad guys. Some diamonds. So many items that we don't need also. Because with the Eevee we can again make, as long as the hand size loss is 7 or less. We actually gain more by grabbing another Leafeon. It's a good rock. These are good cards. Also things I don't need to do. Like, get only the best cards in, but... 17 grand. Now on spades, good. That was 747 E on the multiplier, and then multiply that but with itself. With the Plasma Madness. These are some stupid numbers now. And this is with full animation skip, as fast as it can go. Two more. Did we actually evolve the ice cream now also? Wait, it is more, right. Five infinities. We get a Magikarp. We get the dog. I think I left it one too early. We get a not a Pokemon. But we should still have enough, right? Welcome, new person, to Pokemon Madness. Where is the Poliwhirl? I still or did I get it without even realizing? I mean, there's going to be things are going to go. No, we have one. Cool. Things are going to go wrong. There's no way around that. Just a quick visit. And now we have boss time, right? So we just need to, yeah. See if we can find something cool. Get another rock involved, sure. If there's anything that's going to make this crash, it will be the Politoads for sure. I don't know if this guy can be... No, that's just upping the multiplier, right? That's not relevant. Because most of these guys can also be energized and like made better. Which is interesting, but one more thing to juggle that just slows everything down. Okay, good. The natural negatives will compensate for everything I've ruined along the way. It's never going to be a perfect run. But more Pokemon is more good. So really want this just for deck management. We can get the... Make sure we have the cool rock and all that. Should get the death cards also. Make more cool rocks. Make them slightly easier to find. We could buy like 4-of-a-kind stuff and whatever, but... Spoon a rock into the pile. What is that going... Is that going to go on the Leafeon now? Yes, cool. We have room for another poly... whatever. And we have a rock instantly to go with his face. Name a more iconic duo. Poliwhirl and King's Rock. Another Porygon. Do we need the money with 24 grand? Like we make 20 bucks for using a consumable is not bad. But there's also, imagine the extra clicks I need to do to get every one of those. We could buy every food, we could buy every like... everything, really. That is a cool rock. It's not a death card that I have. It's the other one. And then just see what we find. A random dog. More clicks is more bad is what I'm gonna go with. Do we want this guy or do we just roll for a... We can get him for now. We can keep rolling a bit. Like just replace him with his bigger brother if we find that. Because it's going to be a faster Politoad. Could also do some Ditto shenanigans for no reason. So that's actually making me more than 50 bucks now. Also cool. So I need to remember to move the ice cream because it's not going to work now. We need to have a not negative, or we could just... The solution is to just have Mewtwo here normally because he's not going to destroy himself. It would be a shame to turn a negative guy into a disco guy. So many hangmans, I see them and I just... Don't grab them. More random energy, why not? I also have no idea where the hand size is at, but it should be fine to just slam in another ectoplasm if we find one. I'm also wondering how much is reasonable to spend in the shop, like 5 grand per round or something like that. We should scale up the income as well with more polytoads. And if I read Talisman correctly, it will go to, instead of just E308, it's now E308 to the E308. So it's... we're going ease with the ease. Well, technically, if we don't explode before we get there, but... it seems promising. You cannot stay here, sadly, but somewhere around there is good. Do I buy the voucher? I guess I do. It's always nice to find the actual voucher, see what they do. Maybe learn a thing. Did I not have 3 of these? So the thing I'm not sure about here is that we made last time, I think, an egg out of 2 Zoroark, so there should be a 3rd one. But it's of course just going to look like a Polytoad now, if we have that guy. And it could also just be lost in here forever, which is the fate of basically every Pokemon we find. Because it's still going to reactivate the right thing, actually, it doesn't matter. We need to again play... let's just not play the pink seal. We don't even want more energy cards, it's just stuff to deal with. Leaf stone. I don't remember if we did that to the Eevee that's in here. Might as well double check. Because I did spot the Eevee at least. But where? This is going to be just impossible. That's a problem. We lost the rock. We have extra rocks, but still pretty bad. We don't really need the rocks anymore, I don't think. We just need to play 4 of a kind. It's a terrible rock. Just those are good enough. We don't have that many antes left. It's actually realistic to finish this. It's going to be a mess of a finish, but if we don't find more retriggers, like, we can't get that spicy of a collection. 893E before the calculation. The final calculation, whatever. It's also multiplying through the stack, through these special cards that we can see ahead of time are also counting somewhat for score, not by a lot. 1787 E's. This is the last voucher I need. I think, I mean, it's not crashing, it's lagging horribly, also welcome. But the suggestion I got was just to get in Talisman, and we can raise the score cap, so we're never hitting the forbidden number, and it shouldn't crash. So probably it might still just explode from lag alone because it's not having a good time. Yeah, I do have 3 of these. Good. Good. We haven't lost that guy. We can also see the stack now. Perfect, which is... my brain is lagging. I'm just reading chat instead of 4 rounds. I'm not gonna remember that, but someone might. Do we want the voucher or do we just not care? Disco rock. It looks like a pile of dough, not a rock to me. We could grab another Poliwhirl here. At $0. I guess we should. Can reroll more after. We're also getting 8 negative tags this round. Because of the ice cream that exploded. That's the wrong save. Like if it's taking half a minute just to load in. And load in at the wrong save only to do it again. It's going to take a while to do. Okay, so the pack. Don't really care about these. We need the rock. Was it after the wooden boy? After the Meowth? After the Silcoon? Maybe? The cord? The Disco Rock. After Tauros. But we can't do this one because we need to buy the egg. Right, well, let's dig for another one. It's not even that far. Since the Bidoofs are actually making this hard to keep track of now because I now need to remember the Pokemon rather than the number. So why the reload? So we can target the negative tags on something we want. That too. But he has only one round of the opposite of retiring. But we can do both, right? We can just... We can throw him. We can get you. We can stone you instantly and then you can just live in here. And then there was another one that we can also do. Again, I don't remember where it was, but... Spoon, yeah, good call. Easy to forget. So we have Trash Man. Tiny Firebird. Eevee. Poliwag, that's immune to negative tag. I don't even know where I am in this. This is another retrigger. So the Poliwag has to go, I think. That's like the most important thing we could find. I don't think we can throw you because the cash is just too good. That will destroy our ability to reroll. But I don't have an ectoplasm as it stands, so I have to sell something that is not negative to get it in, and then find an ectoplasm, use that, and then we can get them back. Because they have just not landed on him for whatever. We have one negative, so it is possible. But I'm gonna do that. Because there's more tags, we can always get another Poliwhirl. It's way easier to do. It's a very good find at least. And we have a guy that can spawn. Oh yeah, of course, that's a big brain move. So where is this in the saves? I think we have at 8. Yeah, cool. This would be unplayable without you keeping track. I would have to write down every single step. I mean, I can't blame that I don't have time to think because it is taking so long. I'm just half asleep as always. 8, and then we just, whatever else we get is fine. So it is at 8, which means we go now. We could also, I mean, technically we lose 1 tag by doing this, but whatever, it's a nice strat, it's fine. And if we can evolve that, we can also get double tags sometime in the future. It's a nice stack of tags. To get even more use random stuff. Why is the Politoad not closer? Oh, there is one. I didn't even see the one that was closer. That's why. It's like one of these is the main character. Everyone else is basically not relevant. That's the big cool. Well, we need to cycle him also, right? That's possible, but we will also make less cash. We can try it though. It's a good comparison either way, is to see what the Toad does. But then we still need this guy in for score, probably. And that should be right. There's also the rock in here still, but we have way less triggers now. And either way, this will... Well, it's still fine. But it's not... It's again not even a lucky card. Or is it a lucky disco seat? Can it be more than... But that's like 1100 E's less. So there's no... This guy is still like... This is still the score mechanism without him... Actually, does that mean that the solution is a split between the Toads and this guy? Maybe if we want even more scores, that the math way to do it? So we get this guy, and we get the other guy. It couldn't be better. And it's not even planned because I forgot what was where, so... Yeah, but we could do... Oh yeah, the other guy should also be a Poliwhirl now, right? So we have... The one what we saved can also be evolved. He is already a Politoad, right? We have a couple of them. But we can still... I mean, if we want to... We can do this on bosses maybe to optimize it, but then we can have a Smurgle on just the end guy and one on the... Zoroark, so we get them. We can split the Smurgles also. It's possible. Oh, yeah. Re-rolling away. The entire plan is collecting the Pokemon, so re-roll away from the Pokemon is a very big brain way to do it. If the shop comes back in. We do you, we rock you, we spoon in another rock, we slam you in here, we get Gengar in place, we get rid of all these dudes that don't matter. So we have 7 now with you. It's nice. And we remember to buy the other ones. It's nice that the Terrible Tauros is immune to the tag. I don't really know why, but he is. Should also just do this. Will take more time. Another Eevee and a Leaf Stone, like it's... The game wants the Eevee collection. But it's funny because this kind of shop lag, we got the egg as well. One of these days I'm going to forget that we need to grab the egg. And forget to move the jokers. But like this is the kind of lag I had with 3000 cards. and 178 jokers is apparently as bad. Even though I don't really understand why. And the rerolls are still free. We have enough of whatever the guy is called. The barrel man. She's doing a million saves. I'm expecting it to just crash sooner or later. I also need to leave it slightly longer so we don't miss, like... What if there was another Zoroark in the Bramble Man? So many Pokemons, yeah. And most of them are just doing nothing. Except causing lag. We have some crazy score. We have decent cash. We're only looking for retriggers so we can make more negative cards, so we can make more Pokemon. That's the whole thing. And we also need to survive the lag, because it's getting pretty bad. I wonder why the Smurgles are so rare. I mean, sure, it's a rare card, but... I'm not seeing any more of them ever. Another Octopi. I think we are basically out of them now. We have a few negative that are... I mean, they will stay forever. There's no point losing them. Also some free negatives. We can definitely get to 200. But it's unlikely to go wildly beyond that, by the looks of things, unless we just get lucky with retriggers. But that is the only way I see scaling this up. I don't know what most of the Pokemon do, so if we have other ones that would actually matter, I don't even know they exist, so it's hard to work with. But we can get a nice, horrible pile of laggy madness. Just to do a crazy thing in a game for no reason. A shiny herd Tauros. We do actually get another pack in the shop by having him. It's not bad, but we don't have room. We also need ectoplasms. I don't have another way to get them. But we have a guy. That means we basically have a ghost deck in here also somewhere. Should get the Foolish so we can delete more cards. It's not a bad idea. Tauros just sliding in at the end of the shop. Again and again and again. He is way too common. Isn't he quite rare in the games? Like borderline impossible in some of the earlier games to find. Let's just go here, see what we get after. Gamble on some random cards, so now we should have 7 tags. Wait, something overwrote the Megastone. That's not good. What happened? Why did that happen? That's the problem. I mean, I have seen that something will create those. I don't know what, of course, so... But that's bad. How do we ever figure out what caused that? Welcome. No idea what Project Moon is. But it's been mentioned, it's been seen. So what caused the juice? Turn on animations. So it's not you. It must have been something we got recently, right? Because it would have happened sooner otherwise. Peak, right? I have heard of Peak. Well, what happened was Mega Stone is what's keeping Gengar Mega. And we rolled into the next round. The Mega Stone was deleted and replaced by Berry Juice. I'm gonna Google what that is. Maybe we can figure out where it's from. Like, the wiki is far from complete though. I don't know if the berry juice did it though, but we could literally just try to do this, like. No, something is deleting the Mega Stone specifically, and it's like here somewhere. Let's go back. I mean, I'm guessing this is like any seeded stuff where it's just, it has decided to target that card. There's nothing we can do. Not you. Rhyperior, I know. What's deleting cards? How are we ever going to find out what's causing this? It's not you. It's a good guy. I did one with animations on, but I need to zoom in also. Like, I just saw that it got deleted in... It looked like the right part of the stack to me. It's not you. It's not you. This guy. No, in hand, right. It's a card that's not a consumable. I think it was here somewhere, because we hear the shank. Here. Shockle is supposed to... Right. But that's leftmost. I moved it and it was still destroyed, but it's this guy, maybe. Okay, that's at least a find. Maybe Shockle. But it should be fine doing this in that case. Unless we're just lagging so much now that it's impossible to. We just destroy... No, now it's here, right. We just leave this on top. Ah. More spoons we don't need. Okay, but then the question is, do we keep him? Because... It doesn't matter now if we know it's that card. Do we want to bear juice for anything like... Right, they can be different things, I see. It's so laggy, it has to be faster without the animations. Even the sound is lagging. Oh, this guy. We have a lot of retriggers. We are on spades already. I think it's the shuckle. We don't have a rock. I mean, looks like I kinda really don't. But... Score is fine. Welcome. Nothing is really helping with the lag, but we have a stupid score now. That's 1,000 E's before Plasma Madness, 1,200 E's. We had animations on because there is a guy in the stack sniping item cards, and if he destroys the Mega Stone, the run is over. Because then we don't have a Mega Gengar anymore, and we don't have any negative tags. And it's just like you can go grab a snack every hand. It's that slow. But we also, like, the solution here is that we don't need to reactivate Politoed because we don't need 2,791 East. That's just crazy. So I think we leave him for like the end. And then we can retrigger him for the super score. This Cartomancer mod is fantastic at least. We can do things, we can see things, which were never possible to see before. The one I'm using is called Balatro Save and Load. It's a third-party program. Found it on Reddit. Should be able to find it with just googling that name, hopefully. I know there are mods with save states also, but that's the one I use. It's been just working flawlessly forever, so I don't see any point. Replacing it. Do we want to just carry a leaf stone for more EVs? Maybe we do. Just need to have like a sacrificial card at the bottom of the pile also. Because now we're going to lose a consumable every round, which is more things to... Do we want this guy? I could stop playing rocks actually, that will also just make things easier, that's fine. Scoring too much is like a massive problem. Also everything is immune to being negative. A random human. Very odd in a Pokemon run. And a tiny starter fire boy. Right, some rerolls just to see if we can... We got the egg. Where are we at? We have boss time. So let's just try to do this. Just again, like some deck management. I'm still not sure why this is lagging so much more than the 3,000 card deck. Like, there's no reason it should be this bad. Lag, sure, but... This is actually almost as slow as we're getting to... What's it called? The PowerPoint presentation soon enough. Like, here's a couple of Pokemon, and in 2 hours we will see a couple of more maybe. We could also find natural negatives, which will help. Yeah, the rerolls are a massive problem. They are really only just slow now. I've been spending, I think, on average 5 grand in every shop, and still just making... I'm gonna try to not play all the retriggers on Politoad just because it's crazy. But that is what's making all the cash. We gain something like 30 bucks for every single 8 we play. And if we have 36 retriggers times 6 and then another 4 Politoads. Like... it's a lot of cash. I haven't even looked at what the cash total for a hand is lately. But I'm looking for ectoplasms because we have a number of Leafeons that give hand size, which we can use as a currency for more jokers. A Disco Eevee. The chosen one. Not chosen for this stack, but chosen in general, maybe. Also house, that's not a Pokemon. And then we're also just looking for blueprints and brainstorms, really. There are many other things we could grab, but everything else is irrelevant now, really. Can't imagine what else would... I mean, outside of finding... Can you find legendaries in the shop here? I'm assuming they are still in soul cards. This is also things we could use. So we could get... We could sell something and we can get one more Zoroark out of this. Yes, that's the brainstorm. So it's like whatever I have here is re-triggered by all these guys. And we could make another one with the egg. Or with this, specifically. But then I need to sell something. This is the blueprint. But it sticks to one for the entire blind, so the brainstorm is actually more useful in this. But we could just stick the blueprints on the brainstorm. We could just sell a Politoad, get another retrigger, because that's going to be more negative tags, and we can very easily get more Politoads. I don't even know what else I can possibly find to sell, but I'm gonna do that. Because this is the only thing I'm looking for to ramp this up. So selling a guy with 36 retriggers. Not even the craziest thing I've sold. But now what we do is we stick you here. Zoroark. I'm gonna do this just so I see them. And this should now be an egg based on those guys. We get you back in here. You on this. Gengar can sit here for now just to make sure that they are like correctly set up. Good, that should be correct. So that is one more brainstorm, hopefully. I don't know if it's possible that the eggs go horribly wrong. Oh yeah, did I forget the ice cream as well? Of course I did. We have... No, that's also... The only time a self-destructing negative is actually useful, because we lose a Pokemon, sure, but we gain 2 double tags, and we are guaranteed to land negative tags. So we're actually gaining things from destroying a dude, which is nice. And now it's kind of like there's no point re-rolling more unless we wanna... A Giga Shungus Pumpkin. Just go into the boss. No repeat hand times. I don't think we need more than one hand. We shouldn't. Sure, do some energizing. But this is very spicy now that we're nuking cards in here. Right. We have a big hand size. But it's a different game. It's just... So for score here, the ones with more ships are better because they get a higher multiplier out of this guy. Higher ships on the card, bigger multiplier, which we don't really... We shouldn't need for score. We might as well try to also make a big thing. The rocks. So this is going to be way less score now and way less money because we're not doing the Polytoad retriggers, but it's still more than enough. We can go back to the Polytoads if we want more cash. But else there's no point. It's just so slow. And the score is like kind of fine. I think we leave you here because that means that I can't accidentally ruin that side. We get you in here. These are correct. This is correct. I'm just gonna do this just so that nothing can go wrong. Oh wow, look, it's... Or is that always the last one I find? We don't need it for this. Could get another poly... Really what we need is ectoplasms now. And we need the egg before we move on. That's a good sacrifice. We can look, I mean... For the future, just if there is anything of value here. We need sacrificial cards. We need the egg. Just go wherever. Again, if one of those eggs hatches into a blueprint, it will just be lost to the void. If it goes into a brainstorm, it will still work on the right side. And we're kind of just fishing for if there's anything we really want. We can save scum. I think I am generally now just going to let the negative tags land random things. Or polywhirls. A negative Absol. This is actually potentially a problem. Because we're making cash off lucky cards. But we could try them for just one round, like why not? And we know. If we're suddenly making no money, I know why. And if score is less than 1000 E, we also know why. More polywhirl, 15 bucks. Sadly also a Subat and a gas. I mean, don't have to be that precise. Could get more EVs also. I just don't know if it's even more... Like, is it even interesting to watch at this point getting more Polytoads and more retriggers? It's just... It's so slow. And it's not gonna get better, it will only get worse. Not looking good on the spectral cards though. There were loads of them earlier. And I think I have still used like 4 or 5 ectoplasms, so it's not like I'm unlucky or whatever, I'm just not finding more of them. And I always want more. Dunsparce will sadly ruin the rerolls, although that is a very interesting guy. Another Porygon. It's also a Subat minefield out here. Let's just go for reroll up to like 100 bucks. Just because we can. And then get some random dudes from there. I should also buy death cards and stuff, manage the pile. Which I probably said, this is like a perfect target on 95 bucks. Let's do that. Because we can get the EV for 7 more hand size, and Poliwhirl is another Politoad eventually. For infinite cash and score and whatever. If we ever load back in. This is another problem. So 95. I actually remember. So there, exactly. And we just go in. We have a couple of tags. This is just spicy every time, but we get free energy stuff. Pretty good. Always useful. These are now not being destroyed, right? That's a problem. That's Absol. We're also not re-triggering these cards. I don't know if we get a multiplier of lucky cards, but it's not like... It's not the main multiplier. So what did we have before? It was 2000 something, whatever. So we can run with this guy. And also we can look for a rock. Maybe. The rocks are good. But we can use a couple of ectoplasms is really all I'm getting at here. So we have a fairly big rock. Gonna grab 4 of these that are like reasonably big. We can optimize this, but again, it doesn't really matter now. We play the 4. And we had 21,000 something. Oh yeah, there's the drill bro. I was supposed to not play the rock. Right. Thankfully we have more rocks. But are we gonna make 10 grand in a hand now? Yep. 12 grand. It's still going. And the rock gained a couple of ships. So should we use... Because we can get rid of all the problematic dudes. Like we could lose Drillbur. If we want to continue to play the rocks. It is funnier playing rocks. Yeah. Imagine if we could do this in normal Balatro, just like 12 grand in one hand. It would have been way faster. Even with the lag, this would have been faster. This is like it's counting. It's like you're dropping $1 at a time in coins on a counter. So we can do this. We can instantly leaf stone you. And we have another... Actually, we're losing hand size also, so I need to drop Absol. Just realized, because if we're not triggering lucky cards, we will lose 7 hand size per EV we have, and that is really bad. That might end the run. And then I guess we also consider if we drop Drillbur. And I can instead... I mean, we can just theoretically know that we should have had... We could have had like 5 or 7 extra jokers at the end. But I don't think it's going to matter that much. 3 rounds. That's guaranteed destruction as well. We have a Poliwag in 5 rounds. We can rock his face. These are some bad things to land though, like... This guy is fantastic. We can get more slots, get more cards, get more booster packs, and vouchers. But we're going to get only blanks now, and he will also... Like, I mean, I need to re-roll to find the egg, and he will just disappear. No? At the end of the shop, right? It isn't the mod, it's a third-party program I found on Reddit. Bam. That's the one. I mean, you don't have to use that. Like, I'm almost 100% certain that there are mods that have save states. But this has worked flawlessly. You're welcome. You're literally keeping this run alive. I'm happy to help in return. We can also, I mean, we can never compensate for the rock that had 4,000 ships, but we can. Did I just get cards back that I destroyed? I mean, I'm not even going to pretend to know even half of what's going on now, but we are at the blind. Was that Drillbur making the cards? Because I sold him. I hope I don't have two. It's possible I have two. Literally anything is possible in this pile. Except for legendaries. I'm still basically certain that we only have one in Mewtwo. We did see a lightning dog that we didn't bring. Burn some cards. Fantastic. Tree is going to burn whatever. But where are the spectral cards? Just keep the Mega Stone safe is, I guess, the main goal now also. I checked like 5 seconds ago. I already forgot if we are at the big blind or not. But I think we are. So it's not really a surprise that with such a stag, why can't I say, I can't pronounce case anymore, everything is a G instead. It's the tax you get to the brain cell trying to do these runs. Is it worth it? I think the brain cell was already pretty bad. Unlikely to get worse. I'm also thinking because the first Zoroark I found was pretending to be a Spearow, I'm thinking every Spearow is a brainstorm. A brain bird. A bird brain. So many shinies. I haven't played that many Pokemon games. Is the honest take. But I have literally never seen a shiny. We get a free octopus back. That's pretty cool. This is a Joker I've actually been using through most of this. It's this guy. Retriggers everything. Not bad. Nowhere near as good as 40 retriggers out of the Politoed or whatever, but still good. Oh, welcome. Need more brains in this to keep track of whatever we're doing. Things have scaled up slightly at least. We have more retriggers, so we have more negative tags. Yeah, it's struggling. Like, it's worse than the... It's only 193 Pokemon. Like, collecting them all... Unlikely that the game will be able to handle it. I don't know how it's worse than the 3,000 card deck, but maybe this is just more effects. It's on screen all the time. The deck is not always open. But it has descended into strictly just madness. And I'm looking for Smurgles and the other one, Zoroark, really the only thing now. We can still set up the negatives if we want to. We can look for these free dudes. A free Metapod is of anything you could get for free. We have also sold off quite a few things. Like we've sold maybe 5, 7, 8 something total Jokers negatives because they were just destroying everything. And if things are going to be destroyed, I want to destroy them myself. How deep do we reroll? I don't really know. Something like around here seems reasonable. We had Drilbur and deleted Drilbur. Welcome, you people. I'm doing 8s and stones. Because we have... Because I think it was... You were the one that mentioned Polytoad first. So we have this fancy thing now, we can actually see the stack. And there's some bugs on the screen, whatever. But we can look at this in detail later. So we have Polytoad at 38 retriggers now. We have 6 or 7 retriggers. And then we have another like 3 or something Polytoads in here. So we've been scoring over 2,000 E's. Like it's... Yeah. I don't know. I'm not keeping track. But this is the spicy one. So we have a Shuckle just deleting things. Free energy. Very cool. And we can now, if we want to do this again, because we're scoring way higher and making a stupid amount of money if we play this guy. Oh, right, those are forbidden numbers. I should have known. You are on diamond cards. So if we play just 2 random flower cards, because why not? Yeah, but just imagine the amount of Polytoads we have, like... Or this is an actual Polytoad, that's why. So let's say I have 4 Polytoads, and I have... You are actually not copying anything. What's wrong with this guy? Did we break? Yeah, whatever. Lacking 1. It's just refused. Like he's on a strike. A 1 hand, right, I see. See, this is good, why? It's not real. I mean, you can see when we play the hand. Look at the ships on this as well, just with the retriggers, like... Because we are still running... I don't need to say this every hand, but... Let's just play it first, because this is going to take 78 years. So, look at the cash. And the calculation on screen, like, it's ridiculous. But we're still using Metagross for score, right? And we have a higher multiplier on the cards the more ships they have. We have ways to stack ships on the cards. We are retriggering the cards in the several hundred times. It's split between the cards. I don't know exactly how many retriggers per card. I also don't care. But the numbers are just so big that we can barely play a hand. And I also need to speak less because I'm going to lose my voice. Any day now, we will have a score. We made 14 grand in one hand. We have 7 negative tags on some random stuff I didn't even look at because... 2,400 E. So this is the way to solve the crash. It's another mod. Talisman it's called. You can raise the score cap. I think my PC is not bad. But it could also be that I don't know what like how optimized the mods are or how many mods you were running. I'm actually running more mods than normal now. Because I added Cartomancer is the one where we can actually see the stack, and Talisman for the score cap. A Drillbur again. So we can have him in simply to have more Pokemon. I don't think I can disable... Oh, you mean in the... I mean, that would have to be another mod, and I don't think I can do that mid-run. These guys are problems. We could just not play. And the stability, right, yeah. I have handy in as well. I don't think that actually improves the stability, but the mod itself is supposed to be stable. Which is something I appreciate at least. Given that like Saturn and Steam modded used to crash if I did anything at all. It's also possible that we have more polyworlds in here that we can make into even more polytoads. But I don't even know if I want to look anymore. The madness pile. It's like it's slow selling consumables. Everything is slow. This is Tauros is just sliding in everywhere. There's still a Blissey in here actually adding cards, but it should be clones of cards. We hit 200 jokers also. There's 300 possible, it might be. We will need a few more retriggers. I also have... No, I have gone down 2 antes already. Why am I buying that? Thank you. I will continue it as far as I can manage, as far as I can handle. And then hopefully it will be a watchable video, because I understand that this is not the most watchable thing on the internet. But it's kind of like practicing streaming. I want to learn to like be able to do this and talk at the same time and not have to think so much, so that we can make it more interesting. I'm also wondering how... I'm assuming it doesn't work with mods, but there are things like crowd control for Balatro where chat can do things. With this much lag and mods, I don't think it will be playable, but it could be funny. But if we do less crazy experiments, like we could have more interaction as well. Because now it's like, even if someone wants a specific Pokemon, we kinda... it's very hard to do. Unless we set it up with negative tags. Also, I could grab those, get more double tags, but it's also like... it's too much to manage. So we have the egg at least, which is really the main thing. Yep, it's not a quick one, but we found... okay, this is good. Where will this go though? I think I did go down an ante, so I have... hopefully I've played 2 antes since last you checked, but it's a slow roll, it's very slow. I can't see anything not negative outside of this guy. Well, whatever, we have room for one more. We could have another Eevee. So that was -7 hand size. If we make another Leafeon, we get the 7 back, but it's kind of a waste. So we could also... I mean, I don't know what the other ones do, but if we Waterstone it, we get a Vaporeon, which will add ships to the cards, which will give us a bigger multiplier, which we absolutely do not need in any circumstance whatsoever. But it's a way to keep scaling, if we care. We could also just make more grass dudes for more cash. I also kind of don't care. It's too much stuff. So let's just do this. We get some ships. You can sit in here and maybe be negative at a later time. Or more realistically, we sell that Eevee for a Smurgle, hopefully. Because I'm really not finding those guys that much. I mean, we have 2 Porygons already, which is also like an insanely powerful guy. That's like the energy shenanigans. We can energize them 13 times. Doesn't work on every dude, but It's basically a way to scale up every single Pokemon. And a way to get infinite energy. Let's just say that's enough. But now it's boss time, so we can do... So those of you that are actually actively watching, do you care about running Politoed so we get a big stupid number and lots of cash? Or should we just play something that's faster? We also we cannot do that boss because we have the Smurgle effect. This will now destroy at the end of the run, that's good. And we still have a big old hand size. But we're getting... Someone's just remaking the cards. I can't get rid of them even if I wanted to. So what was he on? He's on hearts. We can actually... The big brain here, I guess, is to play the glass cards. If I can even see... Because they are guaranteed to explode. And we're playing 3, so we don't get the thing. So this is way less retriggers. Still gonna make a decent bank out of it. It's telling... I haven't read that before. It said last hand it took 24 seconds to calculate. And this one is gonna be worse. So get some random items. Energize a random guy. The cards are bouncing. I don't care about these things, just get rid of them. Now you should be spades or clubs, yeah. So we need a rock. And to get the biggest score we need the biggest cards. But I'm also not gonna just go through and look at all of them individually, but that's the one. And we just wait. I'm gonna grab some water actually. Because I did that very slowly, and it hasn't even calculated the hand yet. What's the rock at? I can't see. Nothing matters, right? Just wait for the lag. Only a couple more antes to go though. One of these days. I'm hoping that the lag does not mean that we keep the hazard cards, because I am gaining cards. I was at 81 not that long ago. We hit a couple of E's. Like, I think we can go 2032 at least. And there's like stuff and things happening in the stack. Again, impossible to keep track of. And this. We get Gengar back. Sell some things. I guess we can sacrifice this. Like, I need sacrificial cards also. Because of the Shuckle guy that will delete things. Egg is very nice. Very nice. Just have a random card so that I know I have a sacrificial card. And just save the Mega Stone and we're kind of fine. Because we're not going to find that many Smurgles and stuff, we can still, if we want, if we care, continue to set up more Politoads. Ectoplasm also still going to be quite rare, I think. I'm assuming I have vouchers that I can find ectoplasms in Arcana packs and stuff, but it's also fairly rare. So this will make last cards and destroy them, but then I don't know if I just get them back. I do just get them back. We are stuck with... We're going to just make more cards, like whatever. Okay, let's just... I don't know who's causing that. Don't know if I care to find out. I don't think we're going to have a score problem, so... Let's just roll it. And we're making like 10 grand per ante. Because I'm not spending that much in the shop. Because it's just so slow. But that means there's also no point for me to grab the glass card makers. Because they're just coming back in. Like, we have a guaranteed chance to destroy glass cards. Only to get them back in that deck anyway. That was another Poliwhirl. At like 31, maybe. Something like that. That was also a Hangman. And a gold bat, very bad. Vampire deleting everything we have. Is the save scam working, by the way? I'm going to ante 39 just to have like an end point. Because we could go... I don't know how fast it scales after that, but this can go super late. And we can keep scaling it. So that's the end. If we could get to 300, that would be cool. I think we can, but we are going to need more retriggers. That was a shiny that we also used to skip. Some... Like, I don't think I have ever crashed the game from just lag and too much stuff. It's always been mod-related things that just explode. So I don't know how much the game can handle before we get that kind of crash. There's another Poliwhirl at 79. Let's just do that guy. I don't have to do this ever. I already forgot what I said. 79 or 89, whatever. But we can land another Poliwhirl, we can make another King's Rock dude. It must have been 79, right? Let's just go for that. Oh, we have a negative tag. So we can get one negative tag or we can skip for 7. So can I not even do... Like, I haven't paid attention, of course, but... Yeah, those we don't get back. That's good. Create a Fool card, make $5. It's not the worst card. But we need ectoplasms also. For reasons. And then we need to flip in this guy. Should maybe just run a timer also, like, looking at this, it takes almost half a minute to calculate the hand. What egg jump scare? Or my favorite... I mean, I guess it has to be... It must be Gengar so far, because that's what's setting up this shenanigans, and just... Negative tags. Just incredibly strong. And we would not have anywhere near this stack of madness without that guy. But I also like the retriggers just because That's the setup for so many stupid things. Like, if I couldn't have 10 blueprints, I could not do anything that I do. No, I don't even remember what run this was, but one of the earlier runs where, before I had animation skip mods, where I actually let every hand play. Just like clean the house, do whatever in between. It's getting to that point with animation skip on. When the items come in, we know it's almost done. Oh, I don't remember what's at the start of this anymore. So I can't tell you what's going on in the early Antis. I have no memory of that place. Everything is just jumpy. But early, if you check the Discord, I think I have shared this seed, and I've written down some of the things that were in the start of the seed, and I have more notes. Also egg. One of these Antis I'm gonna miss the egg. I don't need to have it zoomed in either. Just everything flopping around. It's on the wrong card. Could have been another good cash dude. I also don't know if I streamed the start. I already don't remember. Or if I had it in the video. Everything has left my brain cell. I also don't know why I'm not getting annoyed at this. Like, it's super slow. I kind of also want to know if this goes on your polychrome. Yeah, that's why it's not landing on those guys. Let's see. Because I have no way of knowing if this lands on something good or just like a waste of a space. But we can use it apparently, so. And now we can grab a dude that does a thing. Cash on hazard layer, not bad. Can have another Metagross, don't really need that. I think we have 3, maybe. Could also use one of the many spoons that we have. But where are the blueprints? There can't be only 2 in this with... I mean, I'm also not re-rolling anywhere near as deep as I could, because it would take another hour per shop to do. It's a bit of a shame. Does this help lag, actually? Not really. We don't have to look at the mess. Could get an Eevee. Don't really know what to do with it at this point. Or a Porygon for more energy. But we've seen so many of literally every Pokemon except the 2 we need. We have seen still a pretty spicy amount of Zoroarks. Because this is again, it's just like shop reroll simulator, and then it's lag simulator while playing the hand. Like, it's not gonna be interesting at all without a good story. Again, I should have looked at this, but did I delete 2 cards and get back 4? Well, that's the thing. It is, if I just the thing itself is boring, but I think I'm just focused on the goal. Like, I'm running this to its end, then I'm making a video out of it, and that part is fun. The only problem with, now I haven't done much modded stuff either, but Pokemon stuff has not exactly done well, so I don't know if it's worth the time. It's an interesting mod. It's kind of really the first mod I've actually gotten into because of all the crazy stuff you can do. But if there's no audience for it, it's hard to like motivate slamming an entire week into making something that's unwatchable. I need to do something else in that case. So I think in the hand we didn't get all the glass cards back. Or am I just like... I need to look at every detail if I want to learn what's going on. I don't think I want to learn everything, but I would like to thin the deck. It's looking impossible, sadly. This is also one of the best things we could find, because we can guarantee to make another dude that's good. The problem is, again, what do we even have? Like, we need to keep you. I cannot sell Gengar, that's impossible. This is the same effect as what I would get out of the daycare. I have a slot, I'm blind. So this is just, let's also do this just so we know. We sell this, and then this egg should be another one of those guys. Which means 1 more negative tag per round, except the boss. I guess it's a kind of superpower I have. I'm not a very emotional person. So boredom, like I don't really care. If it's boring, if there's a goal, I go for the goal. And it's like interesting enough to try to figure out all these things along the way. Like, again, I have no idea what's going on in most of this. But we have the score, we're trying to play around all the cards that we get that we don't need. And we had more things to play around earlier, like that stuff is still interesting. We might be, because when we get that egg, I think we're getting 7 per, so we're getting 17 jokers per ante currently, in total. 3 eggs plus the 14 tags. That's 8, right, so we're getting 19. And that's going to go up when we get the other guy. So we only need 5 antes for 100 dudes. So we're going to get a nice, cool number. Okay, if I use them in here, I don't actually get the cards back. That's good. And then just for the sake of like some kind of speed, let's just do this guy. Because we still need to re-trigger something for score, but we don't need to do the absolutely insane option. It's lagging to the point where it doesn't even trigger on the first click. But this is more reasonable. This is like infinitely faster. The thing with Politoad as well is that he rotates through which suit he activates. And with Smeargle we have the Smear Joker effect, so we have 2 suits. So we can play him every other hand. And we can play Metagross every other hand. And it will be slightly faster. It's only 1000 each. What a terrible score. And the hazard cards disappearing is nice also. That part is actually working. And next we have a boss, so we don't need, well, we cannot do Gengar. That's the way that goes. So we just do the Toadman instead. And we get just random stuff. I guess I should check the hard drive as well. It shouldn't be full, but it wouldn't surprise me if there was another problem in this. No, that's fine. Okay. I've played lag before. What was it Bane said? I was born in the lag, molded by it. I can handle lag. It's actually easier to play these. Like, I would never do this if I was not making YouTube stuff. Like, the focus is to make an interesting video. And if I can do that out of this, I don't know, but then I need to get this part done. We could also just stop re-rolling and go with what we have. That will also speed things up. I don't know if this even helps at all, but there's also the game being slower is not... It should be more annoying. I don't really know why it's not. Need to move this as well. Like, we've already lost the Mega Stone once. Let's not do that again. We can also ignore packs and stuff. Like, we don't need to look for legendaries or whatever. We can get more of the retrigger dudes. So like specifically Blueprint or the Brainstorm, which is now a Toad, but... And we then stick them on the Gengar, we make more negative tags and we get more Jokers. Like, that's how we get the collection. But I'm also considering just not re-rolling now for speed. Because it's very slow. It takes more than one click to re-roll because it needs to load before I can click again. And I don't want to sit here and complain. This is also more space. This is why the daycare was also so useful. Because we can guarantee another retrigger basically. I mean, whatever boss we have doesn't matter at this point. So we still have 22 hand size. Which means we can use this. You are already on the right card. This is a terrible rock, but it will have to do. Because this is also something that will, if the score is lower for, I mean, again, it doesn't matter. But if it's lower, it's because we're playing cards with way less ships. I'm also wondering what... I've played a hand once that took over 2 hours. I wasn't at the PC for that. But I'm wondering if we are also approaching this with the retriggers. That's some nice math. Thank you. So 350 is also a nice, good round number. I don't know if it can be heard with the... Turn off the music. But the game is just giving me one weird note. It sounds like just an organ dying in a church somewhere. As it's just trying to handle the score. So like the numbers are also meaningless at this point. This is also a flower card. It's not the best setup we could play for score. But the E308 or whatever the normal forbidden number is already something like more atoms than there are in the universe or whatever crazy number. So anything we're going to hear is just insane. Impossible to even imagine. And also this weight where the scoring looks like it's done. It's just not. It's also, I guess it's possible that it will just explode one of these hands. And if it does, we can still go in and stop playing Polytoad. No, it's working. The stack is now debuffing itself. Just the signs of life. All the baby jokers dying in the pile. It's a stupid number and it keeps going up. Like it's an unimaginable number. It's 3,000 more than what was considered basically infinity. 3,000 E's more. It's also a very laggy number now. Can I do this meanwhile? Maybe I can. It's like while we wait for the cash to slowly tick in. And one more. We are back to someone not getting credit. What specifically 3000 E? Why do I have another hand above my deck? I don't know. It's probably somewhat things. Basically the answer to most of what is going on now is I have no idea. It doesn't really matter anymore. We have room for one dude, we need to find an egg. So what are the chances that we land? That's literally the worst guy we could have had. So this is basically madness in Pokemon form. He deletes a card. If we're building a collection, that is an unacceptable Joker to have. Could have a Poliwag. Another Poliwag. Let's just say we can find a Poliwhirl instead. Or perhaps a Smurgle, so we have another blueprint. That would be nice. That would be a real find. Basically a judgment card in Pokemon form. So if we are on track to 350 Pokemon, if we need to make the game survive at that point, maybe 300 is a good end point. Well, the main scoring is, it's technically this guy. We play 4 of a kind, we get the multiplier on the cards based on the ships on the cards. But this then goes with a lot of retriggers. We have blueprints and brainstorms. And this guy, 45 retriggers split evenly across the cards. And we retrigger the 45 retriggers. Yeah, that's a very good way to end it with an... I can't pronounce that either. Is it Onk? I said Ank the first time and that's apparently horribly wrong. But that's a fantastic way to end it. And we also have, we're playing a rock with the 4 of a kind. With this guy, 7 more retriggers on the rock. We get ships on the rocks, which means that they have a massively bigger multiplier than the 4 of a kind cards, but they still count with Metagross. Like he considers every card in the hand, even though he only counts for 4 of a kind. 3 negative, minus discards. A reverse Mariandy. I don't even know if I've seen the egg yet. That's also like a thing to collect every shop. I mean, I honestly don't know. The reasonable point to end for me is in about 25 minutes, but we'll see. We could, I mean, again, why am I re-rolling? We could just speed it up. It's unlikely that we find more dudes. And I must have had the egg by now, so... When we get the tags, we have to look in a spectral pack. I don't care about the pack. We can do this, and we can go in. And then we get this nice stack. We get some random energy that we can just slam in. And I'm gonna do this guy for score instead of Polytoad to keep it faster. We can also skip playing a rock, which is also faster. Not gonna be a lot faster, but it's gonna be faster. Playing Polytoad also will give us way more money because we also get paid for every 8 we score. But if the lag is so bad, like look at this pile wiggle. That is like, it's hard to even re-roll the shop. We also don't need the money. We can't use the money. It's that bad. And then things are going on in the pile. Some jokers are debuffed, some are leveling up, some are evolving, whatever. Like, it's just madness. And I was hoping that this would help, but clearly having the cards on screen is not what's causing the lag. But now we have to at least pick up the negatives we have, because if we're going for the collection, this is the way to do it. And every single problem we have had, except the lag, that's just from everything. But it's very easy to pick up a dude here that's just going to ruin something, that will destroy jokers, that will spawn in more cards that we don't need, that will do all sorts of madness. But it's like the lag has definitely gotten worse. So I think it's probably just time to reroll so we get the egg. Because we are also... we have 1 egg per shop. And that's another joker. I also need to shuffle this around again. And if that guy hatched, which maybe he did, because I don't see an egg here, we now are gaining even more negative tags. Because all of these guys are not Gengars, they are just Zoroarks or whatever, pretending to be Gengar. We also have room for a joker. And it's like, it's more fun to gamble on something random, but it's going to be just terrible every time. But where's the egg? What happened to the Eggman? It's a bit sad that we can't scale him up, but we cannot have more of him because he's not a Pokemon, he's an actual human. This guy. 0 and 20. What happened to that? We have something in here lowering the odds. I know only 1 Pokemon that does that. I wish I could search for them by name. And I only know it because we had him before. So this is one of the problems. Like, now luckily I know this one specifically. But this means that we're losing out of 1 egg per shop, which is 1 free Pokemon. And it's 4 and 20 now on a reroll, so it should be quite fast. Like, imagine missing that for too long. We stopped having eggs. What happened to the eggs? That's the egg. Almost re-rolled away the egg. But now we can move on. We also have room for... like, we have an actual free slot in the pile, so we should grab something. We don't have to grab it now. We only need to make sure we have it by the end. So let's just go. we used to have the stuff. So that's more tags now, right? Yeah, 9 tags. Can you use this just randomly on something? What happened to the hand size, though? Alright, I know exactly what happened to the hand size, but... yeah, I'm going to go back to doing more vanilla because the Pokemon videos are not done too well. I have loads of ideas. People are also giving me ideas, which is very nice. So we have a big problem now in that having that guy in only for 1 round means that we played lucky cards that didn't trigger. And we have whatever the grass Eevee is called that needs to trigger lucky cards to get hand size. So if this works, yeah, we have now 1 out of 14. So we can get the hand size back. That would have been also a way to ruin everything. Yeah, he's MVP for sure in this. It's just the classic, like I did with the beans. I use so many ectoplasms that I have no hand size going in. I get 5 artificial hand size from the bean. And if we then don't land any bean magic, we are dead. It's just gambling on crack. Same here but with Leafeon, and we don't even need to play 4 of a kind anymore. Which is interesting because 4 of a kind has been the only scoring thing until we got the Politoads in. So my best guess at what is happening now is that we have, I don't know what the chances is on, but it's Togepi, whatever his evolved form is, has a multiplier on lucky cards. And because we're playing... yeah, what's happening with the hands? I didn't even see that. That's a good short. Just spawning in some extra hands. I have literally no idea why or how. Yeah, the cash is also stupid. And also, I'm gonna turn off the music, see if you can hear this. Can you hear that just weird single note? This is what the scoring sounds like. And then just my stupid laugh. I'm becoming like the meme man. I'm getting the same laugh. We just need to wait like a couple of minutes. It will score maybe. Why do we have 665 hands? I know why we have the money. I know how we got the hand size back. Is it this guy? We have a random Bellsprout at the end. Did we not even... actually that might... I didn't even place Politoed at the end. Where did the Bellsprout come from? Because I know that he gains ships for even cards, and we are actually re-triggering the Bellsprout, not the Politoed. So that's a bit of a beans on my part. But this is like a super ship plasma deck stack. On accident, purely. There's going to be a couple of E's, like... it has loaded in every other time, I'm assuming it will work now as well, but it is looking bad. Yeah, but I didn't look at the screen this time either. I haven't looked at the screen for 100 rounds. Why would I start now? This is why we need an audience, because you guys are paying more attention. That's 932 E's out of a Bellsprout, technically. So that's 16 ships when an even rank is scored, and however many stupid retriggers we had on him. Because he was retriggered like 7 times here. Every single Politoed is 46 retriggers. There are some Octopus as well. So this is a high card, not even a 4 of a kind, which is supposedly the only hand that scores. No, I have no idea who caused the hands. Literally no idea. Do we just sell this guy, or has he like earned his place? Because he's not negative and that's a problem. So we need like one of the Pokemon experts in here. Pokemon as in the mod for the game. Because they might know what would cost 600 hands out of playing a Bellsprout. Because it's possible that there is something here that will give us more hands if we play an even card, for example, something like that. But I can't remember seeing anything that has given me. We also have 13 hands normally. It could be high card related for sure. I don't know if I want Onyx in here because he's going to make more stone cards. Actually, maybe we do want him because it could be faster. I'm gonna just wiggle him in. Look at the lag. Just look at the rock snake go. And sit here. I'm totally going to remember that we have him if... Well, this is good because we don't need to pick him up because he's going to explode himself anyway. But let's just have him so we... Just in case. We get the egg. Super important. I nearly beans the eggs also. Look at him, by the way. We had a sneaky Absol in here that lowers the chances of everything to 0. Which means that we weren't getting an egg. Thankfully, we turned him into soup. So now the eggs are back on. That's all the spectral cards. I don't know if I can actually use another. There's also all these things that are like working on specific cards. So if we have another one giving us hands, if we play an 8 or whatever, that would explain things. We found the egg. I'm not going to do a stupid amount of rerolls. I guess the Bellsprout can live for now. We just go... I mean, I should check if we have a legendary. We can throw a Bellsprout for a soul, right? Or do we not even want to look in the packs because of the lag? I'm not sure we're going to ever make more Politoads either because it's already bordering on unplayable. Not going to the round. Debuffs 570 cards in your deck, equal to the total sell value of every Joker and consumable blind selling. So what's that? 5 debuffs almost per card we have. Thankfully, we can reroll to something else. I mean, this is why we're playing a stupid stack, just to see stupid things like that. This one also... This I find is normally the worst boss of them all because I never have a reroll. Yeah, we should probably use the Tempter just to see what it's like. That's a good call. You also do this. I mean, 1 random Joker. Wow. I think is it faster to just roll it up again or to reload? It was faster to just... Right, let's just see. It's also actually possible that we might not care about debuffed cards. We shall see. This is everything is dead. Not everything is dead because we... Okay, so we made hazard cards upon entering the hand. So we have like 3 cards, 4 cards maybe, that are not debuffed. Which is interesting. One of them even has a seal. So do you want to see hazard cards played or just debuffed cards played? He's on a heart, he's not gonna work. What happens if we just play... Because we need to cycle him to... It doesn't actually matter, they're going to be debuffed anyway, so Politoad is not gonna work. Let's just see what happens. Like, whatever. We made a rock with Onyx. 36 ease is terrible. What suit are these? It's gonna be high card anyway. I mean, Politoed works. We can retrigger something else because we can still play 4 of a kind. The debuffed cards, like the hand thing still exists. Like this should still work. Don't know if it's going to be 180 ease, but I have played big numbers with debuffed hands. No, it's nowhere near enough. So outside of, there's potential that one out of these 240 guys can save this, but it seems unlikely. So I'm just gonna take the half an hour it takes to reload. Hopefully we are not in the boss already. I don't think we're making it to 39 today. But I have enough to edit at least, which is good. It is looking worse and worse also every time I load in. But like we can look at this hypnotic effect on the cards while we wait for the boss to load in. This one we can handle easily. But now I'm wondering instantly, of course, with the... What did we have? 600 hands? Imagine the beans we could do. A 1 in 240 chance to land a bean. Terrible, of course. These are guaranteed to explode. What are you on hearts? Let's just play whatever. 2 on energy. I'm keeping a King's Rock just like because I can, on the off chance that we make another Politoed. With this lag, I don't think we will. But this is now a score. Not a massive score. Also look at that last hand, 51.8 seconds of calculating. It was 30 seconds not that long ago. Glass card became a rock. The rock also gained 1500 ships in one hand. And I think Rhyperior is adding something like 12 to it for every time we play it. Also the seed card is happening. We're making more cards. We're losing the hazard cards, but the deck is just growing. For no reason, we don't need to use most of it. Is it reasonable to do one more ante maybe? It's a good also check, like how long does one ante take if we only reroll for the negatives and the egg. But look at the terrible score. This was without Politoed though, because we had the wrong suit. Can hear things happening in the pile. The lag. I can only actually imagine one time I've played a game more laggy than this. And it was on a legendary, very old PC I had where... I don't know if anyone even remembers the not flat screens. The big chunky screens. Because the legend of that PC was that the screen was so heavy that it bent the desk it was standing on. And it was a terrible, very, very old PC. I played Diablo 2. And it lagged so much that... I guess it's the same hyperfocus I have now, but... Beating actual Diablo took like 5 hours, maybe 6. At like... half a frame per minute, or whatever it was running at. Which we are approaching here as well. I can't even use cards in the shop. We also have observatory if we ever wanted it for whatever reason. This is another retrigger. We need to soup up someone again in the pile that we don't need. It's gonna have to be the Bellsprout, even though he was a cool guy. He's not as cool as this. Stick you here. And I mean, I'm assuming this is correct. Don't sell a Gengar, whatever you do. But that is one more retrigger. Zoroarks also cannot turn into eggs. A bit sad, but now we know. But we haven't found the egg for this shop yet. Yeah, we haven't nuked the guy at least. Nice. There we go. Egg. This is such a stupid way to play. But we can now, not now, it's going to take 2 rounds to do, but we can get even more tags. Like, landing this many tags in normal Balatro just ever is rare. Here it's 2 out of 3 rounds. Oh, you want to restart and do Anaglyph now? That's a fully insane idea. Yeah, we're going to have to really use every frame we get, because there's not going to be many from here on out. But Anaglyph deck is still only, like, it's 1 more tag for the boss, so it's not like... It's honestly not that much, it's 38 tags for the whole game. So this is now, we might still be on Politoed, like he might be on clubs, is what I'm trying to say. So we're running the retriggers, and for every retrigger we are running through Metagross. So this might be the biggest score yet, and we don't even have a rock involved. Because that's 2000 E's already. Yeah, 38 extra jokers would be nice. Would almost already be at 300. It's also fantastic to know. Thanks for checking. Because, I mean, if we're breaking something new, that's more interesting than breaking something known. So that's cool. So the first card we play becomes a rock and gains 1800 ships in this one hand. Only Squirtle line, right? And Squirtle is definitely not Bellsprout, like, I can say that for sure even with my Pokemon knowledge. I mean, I could do that. Like, I have played hands that have taken over 2 hours. I was not at the PC for that. I can do that. I can literally just do that on a day where I'm not at home. I can just play. And whatever happens, happens. But this is now possible that we also casually have this card like glitching in here. It was on the other side also earlier. I can't even look at anything now. I wanted to just check the suit on Politoed, but I'm assuming the reason this went so big is because we are on a suit that we actually play, and it rolls through this guy also. But yeah, Mewtwo. It's funny that Mewtwo was even the original goal Like, we're going to have to, I'm gonna have to write that down just so I don't forget it. But. $4,914 E's. That's the most amount of E's I've ever seen. I mean, it would be incredible if the Eggman survived. He surely deserves it. 17. So what, we're playing a score 17 times bigger than the number of atoms in the universe. And we're doing it at 1 frame per second. So let's just get this list down, because I'm going to forget. Before ending it completely, which is not going to be today, we use a card to nuke all the jokers and we see who wins. The Battle Royale is a cool thing to do. We can do the Mewtwo X, maybe. And I also had doing a Giga Politoed with animations. I can do that like maybe if I'm away over a weekend or whatever. That's the amount of time I'm assuming it will take. So literally going to be hard to use the Megastone twice. We get a bird. E60 or 80, right. Have you ever seen a Balatro streamer struggling to buy negatives in the shop before? Just like new left. It's just so dumb. There's also literally no reason to do this. A heart scale. Do we care what this does? I'm gonna sell it. So almost forgot this guy. We also haven't had an egg. So I have no idea how fast it scales up after Ante 40, but we could technically go quite a few more Antes. Those are numbers that make no sense also. You can sell that guy for a tag. Also just random humans in the Pokemon pile is very odd. A Bramblin. Oh, that's why we're getting seed cards, right? It's also actually a problem, but I think I have like 3 of those, so gonna have to live with it. But where's the egg? And I have to wait for the egg or the Tauros to slide in at the end, so I don't roll away from it. There we go. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit on the cash. It's my new strat. It's my retirement fund, because I'm gonna have to retire after this run, probably. Bellsprout is magic. Yeah, I don't think he was gonna be magic twice. we can get a new Bellsprout. I don't know if it's going to be the same, but so we are so far, I think 10 minutes in this ante. We have played 1 round. What happens if we just don't react? We just play a 4 of a kind with whatever we happen to have. I'm assuming that's going to be worse, but it might still be enough, depending on where Politoed is at currently. Because I did check the suit. So now we are just re-triggering a Gengar that does nothing. So this is just the pile on its own. And the pile on its own is still like, I think there are 4 Politoads or something, so that's like 200 maybe retriggers on its own, plus the octopi and Rhyperior and whatever else. But this is also like, or speed, I was about to say. But then I don't need to even move any jokers until the last round of the run when we can try Politoad again. He can just sit on the bench for a while. And I'm just gonna grab these tags and do the boss, and that's it. We can technically go back to the save to the Bellsprout also. Not gonna happen now, but there is a possibility. Some of the cards are disappearing, which is nice. Yeah, that's 229 with just the stack as it is. Nothing re-triggering. Or nothing blueprinted at least. Politoad is 50 re-triggers, and it is on a spade now, so it was not on in that hand. But we can't skip blinds because that's where we get the collection from, so that's like the one thing I would like to. But that kind of defeats the entire purpose so far. So now it's just... But this is definitely the laggiest mess I've played. It's really only the collecting lots of things that's causing these kind of problems. Not the Subat. Well, I don't think we need... I mean, it's going to ruin the big score anyway. Because if we remove the lucky cards, we will lose maybe 1,000 E's, I don't know. But let's just not grab him. A lightning dog. We need one more. I did grab the egg, right? And we have a spectral card pack that... I'm still thinking maybe there's a cool legendary, but... Also, hazard layers don't go above whatever the cap is on their own, apparently. I don't even care for the voucher, honestly. We need to make sure the Mega Stone is safe. Could play random cards. We would need quite a few Celebies for that. I think I lost the Gengar in the stack. Random Murkrow. Can't even move him into position, it's that bad. Is the wall gonna be a problem? Yeah. And I mean, you can also see that the lag is getting worse, right? Oh, we did draw a rock, we don't have to throw things, and it's also a big rock. We have this nice thing on the screen. Zoom out. We also have a problem now with the lucky cards are becoming seed cards because of a dude we have. It's not necessarily always on 8s, it just has been on 8 so far. The big rock. So rock 4192. Yeah, I wonder why there's a Pokemon ad. It's not like everyone is being spied on all the time, always. But this is the last hand, so I think we're ending the stream in like 10 minutes when this is done. So this untase so far is more than 15 minutes. So like it's not that long to finish, but we're not going to do it now. I'm hoping there's also a chance that I come back next time with a reset and we maybe have less lag. I don't know if there's a memory leak or something part of this, since it is getting worse. There are some E's. But this is now all on Polytoad going through 1, maybe 2 Metagross. I know we have... I've picked up 3 in total. I don't know if the last one has evolved. As far... I don't... You're asking me like I know this mod. Hazard is adding these hazard cards. They interact with some jokers. I have literally no idea what they do. Oh yeah, we can listen to the E sound also. It's like the game is just singing and a dying E. Also glitch in the audio as well. We could drown it out with the music. I've actually never heard the original of that, but I know there's an E meme that's enough for me. I mean, this is what I imagine a dying game sounds like. I can lower it and I can just do music instead. It actually crashed. Attempt to index local v. Global C function error. Oh, we got it to crash. But I don't actually know why it crashed. Pokemon. I mean, we had... It can't be too many E's because Talisman is supposed to go to E308 to the E308. We were nowhere near that. And that's the one thing I know for sure. But stack trace back. Well, whatever. This is a good thing for someone else to look at. I don't know if the stream disconnected. Also, I'm getting pings on my recording program. Also having a bad time. I'm hoping it's just like you said, it gets worse the longer you play it, so it's likely that was just what the game can handle. But I think this is the first time I've crashed the game, and it's not just a mod exploding like Saturn. Which is cool. We did a new thing. Is my collection updated? It's not at all, no. But that's gonna be enough for now. So I'm gonna call it. And I will still try to finish it this week. I have to, because I have to go back to doing normal Balatro. But we did a new thing, which is better than an old thing, apparently. Also be interesting to see if I have a voice tomorrow for anything, because it's already nowhere near as low as it should be. We're ending on a crash. It's a nice place to end. So thank you for watching. Hopefully we can solve the crash. It's the same as last time. We named... I can't even say that word. The forbidden number happened last time. That was a standard save edit fix. This is something else entirely. So thank you for watching. See you for the next one, hopefully.